Dear students, once again we are with the story of Merchant of Venice written by William Shakespeare. We have already come through the first part of the story and we have known that there is a conflict in the play further and so far there was no conflict. Everything was going smoothly till the spread of the news of wreck of the ship of Antonio. Herefrom, the conflict of the play comes into action, and the life of Antonio is at risk. We have seen that Duke of Venice is presiding over the court where argument is made to melt Shylock down to the normal term and condition that his friend is ready to fulfill, that is to pay back money lended by Shylock. But we had explained that Shylock is not ready to accept the money back because money was not paid back within 3 months as per the agreement. So now he is adamant to take a pound of flesh from Antonio. Now, I am going to light on the second part of the story. I am Dr. Naveen Kumar Jha, Associate Professor in English, RSGS College, Ahalya Asthan. Here we are once again coming to the court where Portia pleads Shylock for mercy. Now we find that it is the best speech given by Portia on the merit of mercy in human society. We already know that mercy is a God gift, and if a powerful man is merciful, it is supposed that he is divine, because it is divine virtue which is conferred by God on the common person. So, what you can find here is the fact that if we are merciful, having power, we are supposed to be another God. God is actually embodied in the form of human body who is merciful. But despite all the speech that Portia makes to change the attitude of Shylock towards Antonio, he does not change his mind, and still he intends the pound of flesh. Now, what kind of personality is Shylock? Or what kind of villain is Shylock? That after listening to just this appealing speech on mercy, he does not change at all. You know, this is a very, what you can call villainous character. That is sans kindness, sans mercy. And here, villainy becomes a cruel face of human life. Even in day-to-day life, you can say that there are so many people who are merciless, who do not have any mercy at all. And these kind of people are Shylocks living in society. We cannot say that it is only Shylock who is living in the play, The Merchant of Venice. We can say this world is full with Shylocks. There are several Shylocks living here. Here, we can find one thing that due to the intelligence of Portia, the life of Antonio is saved. But actually, the personality like Portia is not everywhere present. And so, there are so many Antonios who are sacrificing their lives in the hands of Shylock like merciless character. But okay, we should come back to the story, and you find that Bassanio offers Shylock twice the money due to him. But Shylock is not interested in taking money back. Actually, when he lended money to Antonio, he was not thinking of taking money back. He was as if praying for the situation when his ship will be wrecked. That he was all planning for just playing cruelty on Antonio. It was his revenge feeling that was much more dominant than his feeling of taking money back. So Shylock insists on collecting the bond. It is why he is not in the mood to agree to any point, any argument, either it is made by Portia or Bassanio, and he is intending the interest into the bond only. So Portia examines once again. Portia has no way now. We can say that she cannot do anything except examining the contract and pleads that Shylock is entitled to the merchant's flesh. Now, here is the intelligence of Portia that has uh, become instrumental to save the life of Antonio. She is examining, seeing, living with the words written there. She is actually going through each word that has been just spelled into the contract. And from the words of contract, the idea strikes at the mind of Portia. And so Portia pleads that he must do so without causing Antonio to bleed. In contract, it is just a pound of flesh written. And naturally, when we cut flesh from Portia, from Antonio's heart, it will be bleeding. Because bleed is very much integral part of flesh. It is very much mixed with flesh. We cannot separate blood from flesh. So it is not mentioned there that let blood come out with flesh. So this has been the result of examination, that there should be no drop of blood coming out with flesh. So contract does not entitle him to any blood. Yes, when Shylock is sticking to the contract, there it is a pound of flesh, not a drop of blood. Now, is it possible for Shylock to cut a pound of flesh without shedding a drop of blood? Now, if Shylock were to shed any drop of Antonio's blood, the lands and goods would be forfeited under Venetian laws. Now, once again, law can be just what we can call utilized to save the life of the people. Law is made to save the life of the people. Whatever law and whenever and wherever it has been made, it is just for people, to save the life of innocent people. And here the law of land is just to save the life of Venetian people, he must cut precisely 1 pound of flesh, no more, no less. It is another argument that it is also not written in the contract that it should be less flesh and it should be more flesh. And once again, you find that it will be very difficult on the part of Shylock to cut exactly a pound of flesh, no less, no more than a pound of flesh. We can actually just come to the actual measurement on the balance itself. So, we exactly cannot cut, no matter how much professional you are in just weighing just a pound of flesh. So she advises him that if the scale do turn, but in the estimation of just a hair, thou diest, and all thy goods are confiscated. Now it is up to your estimate. You should be estimating in the way that there should not be more or less than 1 pound of flesh. So it is here that we find that very good stand has been taken by Portia. Now we find that Shylock is trapped by her logic. Now it is just law and counter law that is used for saving the life, and especially it is the logical application of the law which has come to save the life of Antonio. So Shylock agrees to Bassanio's money instead. Now Shylock does not have any alternative, any choice, that he thinks that it is not exactly possible for him to take a pound of flesh without letting a drop of blood come out first, and second, he will not be able to cut exactly 1 pound of flesh, not more than, not less than 1 pound of flesh. Now, so when he is left with no choice, now he thinks that it is just good on his part to take money from Bassanio. But now Portia does not want him to scot free so easily. So Portia takes his bond as written. Portia informs Shylock that he is guilty of conspiring against the life of a Venetian citizen. Yes, it is all clear. In the beginning itself, we have been known that it was not a professional dealing made by Shylock. And so this dealing was all based on his ill intention. Ill intention was just to conspire against the life of the person like Antonio. So Shylock is informed that he is guilty. Guilty for what? Guilty for conspiring against the life of Vatican citizens. So he must turn over half of his property to the state and other half to Antonio. Now it is what the law of Venice is stating. Now there is no question of taking money back from Bassanio, and we always know that he is just kept into the what we can call trap of logic by Portia, that he has been found guilty of conspiring against the life of Antonio. So let half of property be gone to the state and other half to Antonio. She cites a law under which Shylock, as a Jew and therefore an alien, yes, definitely he is an alien in England, he is just a Jew, and so having attempted to take the life of citizen, has forfeited his property. There will be no right, because an alien one should not make a conspiracy. So he has forfeited his right of property, and half to the government and half to Antonio, living his life at the mercy of Duke. This is all the law that is very much stating there. And now we see that Portia is explaining all the existing law of Venice, and now Shylock is just thinking of no choice but to accept the decision, the verdict that Duke is to pass. So Duke spares Shylock's life and takes a fine instead of Shylock's property. Yes, Antonio also foregoes his half of Shylock's wealth on two conditions. First, Shylock must convert to Christianity. Second, he must will the entirety of his estate to Lorenzo and Jessica upon his death. And we find that the first one is whether acceptable or not, whether right or not. There should be another explanation that Shylock must convert to Christianity. Maybe it is all religious, what you can call interpretation of the situation, or we can say as if Shylock was playing with the life of Antonio under certain conspiracy. Now Shylock is once again under the conspiracy of Antonio, that he is forced to accept Christianity. Rather, it is one of the conditions that Antonio has put forward before Shylock. And whether this is justified or not, we are not going to discuss this time. It is at another occasion that we should light on this kind of thing. And now we can say that it was all due to this kind of feeling in the Christian community that a Jew like Shylock was so hateful, and he was just taking this stand even to take the life of Antonio, because he has been equally hated by Antonio. He has been berated, his profession has been belittled. That we have already argued and pointed out. So we cannot say that society has been impartial, in dealing. And in the making of character like Shylock, Antonio is also responsible. Because here too, the same Antonio is coming out with the same kind of stand that he was taking earlier, that he too does not like Shylock. And when he is free from the trap of Shylock due to the logic of and citation of the law by Portia, he is showing his just own color. So we cannot say that whatever Shylock is just himself responsible. We can find so many Shylocks due to social, cultural, and religious factors also. And here, the first condition is an evidence to prove this stand. So, okay, giving just another half to Lorenzo and Jessica, the daughter of Shylock, is not bad. And giving just one half to the state is also not bad, because he has played against the life. So, second condition is okay, but the first, I think, is debatable, and Shylock, finding no choice to come out from the situation, agrees and takes his leave. And Bassanio does not recognize Portia disguise. We already know that here Portia is disguised as a lover. So none is just going to recognize her. It is what you can call exclamation of the plot is. We find the playwright has kept the audience known of the fact. Audience knows everything. That it is Portia who is knowing, who is just disguising herself as a lord or a male lord. But all the characters who are present there on the stage do not know that it is actually Portia who is disguising herself. So, what? It is the best thing that Portia as a Lord has done here, saving the life of Antonio. So really, just Bassanio is obliged of her logic, of her deed, and so he just promised never to part with the ring given by just Portia, but just he gives the young law clerk Portia's ring with thanks. So we can say the friendship is more important than love. By handing over and giving ring given by Portia to Antonio, the playwright is of the view that friendship is the precious gift of of God to human being, because just this is not simply the matter of giving ring to clerk or Portia disguised. Rather, it is the way to express his thanks and obligation. Britannia gives Nerissa, disguised as Portia Clark, his ring. The same thing is done by Britannia also. So the two women return to Belmont. Lorenzo and Jessica declared their love to each other under the moonlight. Now Bassanio and Gratiano are accused as failures by their wives. Definitely, it is a romantic situation that we find once again when they are united. Yes, the ring has been handed over to Portia, disguised, and so naturally, just Portia is accusing him of faithless creature. Finally, Portia reveals that she was the law clerk. Portia and Nerissa reconcile with their husbands because they also just realize what the value of friendship is, and whatever Bassanio has done, giving ring to Portia disguised, is just his thanks, is the expression of his gratitude that he has shown to the Lord. So this is all the feeling, and matter of feeling is to be known before you are making any kind of comment. Reconciliation is all because of the fact that she has realized, rather they have realized the value of friendship, which is more important, more significant than value of what you can call love. So Lorenzo and Jessica are pleased to learn of their inheritance from Shylock. The joyful news arrives that Antonio's ship have in fact made it back. Everything is going to end happily. Now the pairs are just in love. Their love is actually intact. There is just a kind of what we can call hindrance in the realization of their love. However, everything has been overcome, and now what you can call the ship, which was just rumored to have been wrecked, is also safely back, and we find that it is a very happy note. And William Shakespeare has actually just done everything that is according to the nature of comedy. So, despite all the tragic situation, everything is enjoyably finished. So, we have finished this story, and I hope that we have watched it and we have just lived with enjoyment. Thank you. Thank you very much.